Hi everyone, it's Andy from Hobby Headquarters and welcome to Hobby Talk. I've got a whole bunch of different subjects I hope you guys enjoy and let's get started. Quite a few questions about my hobby store on YouTube, so I thought I'd take a couple of seconds and just kind of show you around. First of all, I'm located in Glendale, Arizona in the United States. I carry nothing but plastic models, books, tools, paints, things like that to help build those models, but no RC, no trains, a strictly dedicated plastic model store. So if you have a few seconds, let me show you around. Let's see, in the front of the store, I have my big discount rack. What this is right here is I buy out collections all the time from customers because as you know, most of us are collectors more than builders. So when someone decides they don't want to do this type of armor or aircraft or cars or something like that, they sell them to me and I can move them on to other customers for a great price. In the front of the store over here, we have our books, magazines, all through that area. Over here I have some of the accessories and some of the Vallejo pigments and paints. Down over in this section over in here is all the armor up against that wall. The opposite side over here is all the aircraft. The very back is all the sci-fi, things like that. That is always what you guys see in the back of my videos, at least when I'm talking. That's all the new releases for the week. Then over on this side, I've got my wall of paint and tools, little soda machine. In the very back there is all the ship kits, model car kits. And then of course up on top I keep all my big stuff, big scale things. Over here, these are the Hobby Headquarters studios that you always see. This is where I do all my building. I sometimes move the table around to get better shots. And then over back there is all my editing software. So that's where we do all the editing for cutting up the videos. Now that you know where my store is, I'd also like to hear from you guys. If you'd like, in the bottom in the comment section below, leave a little quick comment about what part of the world or what part of the United States you're from. I'd love to hear from you. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about are the new Hobbyboss kits. These are actually not new kits. These are actually the TriStar kits that have been reboxed. Hobbyboss took over their molds. In fact, when they did so, they didn't even change the box art. This is the exact box that TriStar had out about 10 years ago. All they changed was the Hobbyboss label. These are very nice kits. Quite a few parts, but still very doable. The best part of all, low $40 range. So you get a really nice early Panzer IV, either a B, a C, a D. They also have a Brum bar and a few other kits coming out as well. Excellent quality and a very good price on them. With all the armor manufacturers on the market, I'm often asked what my opinion is on each one, or what's a good kit to start off with if you're kind of a beginner or an intermediate, or even doing it for a long while, just what my opinions are on them. What I've done right here is I've taken 15 of the most popular armor manufacturers that I carry in my store here. I've taken one of each of their models, brought them over, and I'll just give you kind of a few thoughts what I think of on the plastic, price, and the number of parts in each kit. To start off right here, first one we're going to look at is Trumpeter. Trumpeter makes very good quality parts. Their kit part count can get a little high. Some of the T90s, T72s can get over 1,000 parts, and that can be a little daunting for a beginning modeler. I have a few friends that are building these kits right now that I plan on showing you on future episodes of Hobby Talk. Absolutely look wonderful when they're built up. It is taking them a little bit longer than they would have thought to build them, but they do build up really nice. They're out of China. The price is in a little bit on the higher range. Most of their kits are running, at least in the United States, retail-wise, from $60 to $80. So still very good quality, though. Then we're going to come to Dragon. Dragon is also out of China. Dragon has been around for a long time, and they too make all kinds of model kits, hundreds and hundreds of different types. Lots of German armor. They have American, a little British, even some Japanese stuff. Very good quality. Plastics is a softer type plastic, which is how they get some of the more finer detailing on it. It can be a little tricky compared to some of the other companies. Kit parts, they have a tendency to run a little bit high too. Some of the They're getting better on some of their newer kits, but some of the kits can run up from 6, 7, 800 parts, which can take a little bit of time as well. Price has been creeping up on Dragon a lot lately too. Now most of their kits run between $70 and $90 retail. Still an excellent kit. Probably not the best for a beginner as well because of the number of parts, but a very good kit if you're looking to build a lot of different subject that nobody else is doing. Then it comes to Tamiya. A lot of you guys know my opinion on Tamiya. I absolutely love Tamiya kits. This kit will probably have about 4 or 5 sprues in it, maybe 100, 150 parts. The plastic, Tamiya plastic is the best I think on the market. The way it glues together, everything about it. The instructions are very clear and precise. Very good kit. This is a good one for anyone who wants to be from a beginner all the way up to a master modeler that, you know, might want to add a few pieces onto it and a few aftermarket things to really get it to pop, but just out of the box, this is an excellent kit. Then we come to a company called Asuka. Asuka is Japanese. They used to be Panda Models. They are primarily Sherman kits. They make, I probably think, the best Sherman kit on the market. Their quality is comparable to Tamiya, the number of parts. In fact, it almost looks like the same mold makers are making these as they are from Tamiya. So if you're looking for a really good Sherman, Asuka is the way to go on those. Then it comes to a company called Ming. They're also out of China. Ming is fairly new. They've been around for a few years now. They're making a lot of modern Russian stuff, a few other different type of pieces that you don't normally see from a lot of manufacturers. So they have a tendency to get a little higher on the kit, on the part count too. Some of them can get up there, some real fine parts. The kits look absolutely wonderful once they're built up. They are really, really nice looking kits, and they're doing stuff that nobody else is doing right now. Some of these leopards, that they've gone through and done all the leopards, and I know a few other companies have done like 1 or 2 of each of the leopards, but they're doing just about all of them. But Ming is another very good company. I would have to say that at least be an intermediate modeler before you try tackling one of these though. Then there's another new company called Amusing. They haven't produced too many kits. They're kind of a new upstart. Part count gets up a little bit high. I'd probably want to say you want to be at least an intermediate modeler to start this. They do give you most of the time a metal barrel and some photo etch inside of it, so it's a nice little kit right here. Price on them is not that bad either. Most of these kits are in the $40 to $50 range, which also I forgot to mention on the Ming. Ming have a tendency to be a little bit high, at least over in the United States price-wise too. Most of these kits run between $60 and $90 retail. Then we've got another new company, fairly new. It's only been around for a few years. This company's called Takon, or Takon. They too, just slightly more number of kit parts as like a Tamiya. The plastic looks really good inside. They are from China. One nice thing about them is they too are doing a bunch of new kits that nobody else has done for a while. Before they came out with these 3 new chieftains, only Tamiya had a chieftain out, and it was a very old kit. Needed a lot of work to it. Price-wise, not too bad on it too. Most of the Takon kits are between $50, $60 range. Now, when I give you these prices, these are retails in the United States. Like in my store, I sell them for a lot less than that. I have to discount them to be, you know, competitive with the internet. But just giving you an idea retail-wise. And there's another fairly new company too, Panda Models. They haven't produced too many pieces yet. I think they have about a total of 10 kits out. A lot of small little parts, but doing subjects that most people haven't done before. I would probably say, once again, an intermediate modeler to start off on one of these. A few extra part kits. The plastic's a little soft on these comparatively to some of the other ones, but still build up to a very nice kit. Hobbyboss, now I probably shouldn't have shown you this one because this is a rebox of the TriStar kit like we talked of earlier. But the normal Hobbyboss kit is, Hobbyboss is somehow related to Trumpeter. I'm not quite sure how that works, but they too make a very good kit. Some of the part count is actually down a little bit from some of the Trumpeter kits. Their plastic is good, and the price is not too bad. Most of the prices for a Hobbyboss kit are between $50 and $70. They concentrate a lot of times on modern and World War II trucks and some very odd tanks from World War II too that you don't see any manufacturers doing, which is nice to see some of the companies breaking it up and doing different subjects rather than everyone just doing Tiger and Panther tanks. Then we've come to Bronco. Bronco is one of those companies over here in the United States that I used to be able to get Bronco from all the different manufacturers, or distributors I should say. Something happened with them, they changed distributors or something coming into this country, so they've gotten a little bit difficult for me to get. Also, the price on Bronco, when Bronco first came out, most of their kits were in the $40 range. Now the Bronco kits seem to always be over $100 each. They are very nice kits, have a lot of aftermarket parts in it, but price does have a tendency to get a little high on this. They too are out of China, and once again, I would probably recommend to be at least an intermediate modeler to tackle one of those. Now, Zvezda's been around for a while. They are from, I want to say Ukraine, or Russia. I'm sorry about that. I should know that going into this. But Zvezda makes what I would equivocate to Tamiya from maybe about 20 years ago. They're good quality kits, low part count. They don't go too crazy in all the extra, small detail and things like that, but they still build up into a very nice kit, and the price is fairly cheap too. Most of these kits run in the $40 range, and actually this is a fairly new kit, and I've got a friend of mine building this up right now, and it looks actually really well coming right out of the, right out of the box. Eyetality, they are nice for their time. My problem with Eyetality is they were good kits for the 70s and 80s and up into the 90s. Fortunately, Eyetality doesn't make much new stuff, it seems like, in armor. Occasionally something new will come out, but they're few and far between. The price has a tendency to have jumped up a lot on Eyetality. Now, a lot of these price jumps have a tendency to be from the distributors bringing it in. Eyetality used to be $20, $30 kits. Now they've kind of jumped up, and they're on their way down a little bit more from what they used to be, but some of these kits are in the $30 to $40 range. Some of the kits, they're the only ones that have ever made that kit, and they're still a decent quality kit, low part count. Most of them have 3 or 4 or 5 sprues inside, so it's something that is not super difficult to do. The next kit I want to talk to you about is AFE Club. They're out of Taiwan. Very nice kits. They've been around for quite a few years now. I'm thinking about 20 years. I can kind of picture how these guys being out for. Their plastic is good quality. They do have a tendency to run with a lot of little parts. So if you're in a mood for something a little quicker, you might want to stay away from one of these. But if you're looking for something of really good quality, AFE is definitely one. Then we also have Academy. Academy is out of Korea. They too make very good quality kits. Some of their kits you got to watch out for are older models that have been reboxed and things like that. But a lot of their kits, their newer kits, are very good quality, go together real well, don't have a ridiculous number of parts. Overall, I've built a few of them, a few of their Merkava kits and things like that, go together really well. Basically, what I'm trying to say, anything built within the last 5, 6, 7 years from any of the manufacturer are all going to be really high quality. The big difference is going to be price and the number of kit parts. It's all depending, do you want to do something like a Tamiya kit that's going to be 100, 150 parts, or all the way up to a trumpeter kit that can have some of them up to 1,300 parts for a 35th scale model. They all build up really nicely. It's just a matter of how much time you want to put into it. And you don't want to turn a new modeler off to a 1,300 part kit. When they open it up, can really scare them, especially when you see the 4 parts per track link and all the little tiny little grab handles and things like that, which granted, the quality and the detail looks really good when it's built up, but not all modelers are into that, so it's all really just opinion. But that just gives you a basic overview of each one of those model kits. Going forward, I wanted to tell you guys about some Stormtrooper armor kits that are coming out. The company is called the Novo, and I actually pre-ordered my 1-to-1 scale Stormtrooper armor about 8-9 months ago, and I've just found out that they'll be arriving very soon, and I plan on doing a few videos on the build up of those. They are technically model building because they're all a plastic model kit. They are 1-to-1 scale, and you actually be able to wear them once you're done with the kit. So I'll let you know as we get closer to it. They expect them to be in within the next week or two, and then I'll do a few videos up on those as well. I just got the new T14 Armata kit from Takon in 35th scale. Wanted to show you inside. First of all, this is a very large kit, much longer than even a M1 Abrams. Very nicely molded parts. only about 6-7 sprues. The tracks, besides the tracks are individual, and they do have an individual hollow horn that you'll have to glue on, but they do look really, really nice. And you also include photo etch with the kit as well. I want to give you guys a few quick shots of the new company that's out on the market called Tiger Model. They've got 3 new kits out. The first one is the 72nd scale Tusk 2 Abrams. Give you a quick look inside there. Looks like it's pretty nicely molded. Looks like they also, on the bottom down here, give you some photo etch and some clear glass parts, and molding looks pretty nicely done. That's their 72nd scale kit. They also have a 35th scale Panhard. Let's see what kind of briefly. Looks like it's come with clear glass parts, some wire, photo etch. Nice little tires and such on there. A cute little vehicle. And the last kit they've also just come out with is their AMX-10. It's a French tank destroyer, 6-wheel drive. It too has photo etch parts, some brass or looks like steel wire, decals, looks like hard rubber road wheels, and decent sized body. I'll break into these a little more in depth later on right there, but they just came in just before I was ready to post this vehicle, so I thought I'd throw this video on for you. I'm going to finish up this episode by showing you a few new kits that have been announced. The first is a Trumpeter JS1, which should be out in about a month or so, followed by the Trumpeter 2P19 missile launcher, it has a Scud missile on it as well. Also have the new Dragon M54. And last, Ming has just announced a M1A2 SEP with Tusk armor. Looks like a real nice one too. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. If you'd like to continue the conversation, I'd love to hear some comments and questions down below in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Hey, did you hear that? Yep, that's right. You didn't hear anything because there was no classical music in the background on this video. 2 in a row. But the next one will be a build video and there will be some music behind it.